Welcome in, Raider Ragu Show. Your host, Raider Ragu, recapping Raiders Week 11 loss, and we're gonna preview the Week 12 game versus the Donkeys. Recapping the Week 11 loss, Raiders they fall to 2-8, a 6-game losing streak. Turned the ball over 14 times in those 6 games. Lost this week, 34-19. So welcome in. All right. First of all, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please download the show on the audio version. Like, share, subscribe on the YouTube and download on the audio version. Our sponsor, Shebang, rush over there right now. Get you 20% off on some fly gear for your girl. And also, once again, please download the show on the audio version. I neglect to say that often, so I just want to reiterate. Please support us on the downloading of the show on the audio portion because that's what counts over there. Thanks. All right. Now, Raiders got tips put on them again. This week, the strength of the team was the offense, right? Defense was trash. I'm going to sum up the game with one sentence. The Miami Dolphins did not punt in the football game, right? So the defense that we all thought was going to be borderline elite or top 10, they finished top 10 last year, and with the additions of Christian Wilkins, but they also subtracted some guys too. That should be noted as well, right? Some guys that didn't return. We're not even going to get all into the names, but we thought the defense was going to be good. Now, Christian got hurt. Malcolm Kuntz never played a down in the regular season because he got hurt in the preseason. Who else? Epps went out, only played 3-4 weeks. He's been out. He's out for the year. So that's the starting free safety, starting right defensive end, out the lineup. And then Wilkins followed that in week 5, I think, after the week 5 game with a foot injury. He's been out ever since. So they don't have 3 of the main guys, but still, they're getting the Bengals game. They got 41 put up on them. And then they had 2 weeks to prepare for these guys and end up getting 34 put on them by this Miami team that really hasn't been all that this year. They not the Miami that they thought they were going to be. Everybody knows what happened with Tua and the injuries and all that. So they could get right game for them, and that's what we was as Raider fans, and we were talking about that, hoping that they didn't get right against us, but that's what happened. So they scored 34. This dude, Tua, was 28 of 36 for 288, so he only missed on 8 passes, 288 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Achane ran for 73 yards. The Raiders' leading rusher was Jacoby Myers. That tells a lot, too. The wide receiver led the team in rushing, 1 rush for 20 yards. So that means all the other guys that got the ball combined, nobody got 20 yards. Yikes. Lone Brock Bowers did have 13 catches for 126 yards. He is having a sensational rookie campaign. Let's see what they end up giving up. The Raiders, wow. So Alexander Madison had 5 rushes for 19 yards, 3.8 per carry. Zamir White had 5 rushes for 9 yards. Amir Abdullah had 1 rush for 1 yard. Man, this is terrible. So 8 ran for 73, and that was more than the entire Raiders team. The Raiders team ran for 60 yards. Miami only ran for 82 yards, so they was just throwing the football all day. But anyway, they didn't punt. Ran for more yards than the entire Raiders team. So that's the storyline of the year. No matter what they do, seemingly they cannot get the running game going. Scott Turner and his dad, Norv, was up in the booth. The offense looked better. I ain't going to lie. They were kind of hanging with Miami. It's just that our defense was so trash that the game got out of hand because they couldn't stop them. They couldn't get them off. They couldn't get off the field for anything. It was just hard to watch because the defense was supposed to be the strength of the team. They're making a bonehead penalty still, and overall just not getting it done. Teams are able to run for first downs, pretty much just run their playbook, and everything works. So you can sit here and say it's Patrick Graham, 2 weeks to prepare. What the heck was that? But sometimes, man, it's the players. You got to be, if you're sitting at home and that Tyreek Hill is about to run a little crossing route to get the first down and then he does it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I know some of y'all have seen that, right? 3rd and 3 or 4 trips right. They may or may not motion that guy out towards the sideline. You know how they do that? And then Tyreek is that number one right there, as they call him. Number one receiver is just going to run a quick in. So if you're playing him, why don't you take that away right now by alignment? But it doesn't happen. It seems like that's something just standard professional football that would happen. But it doesn't. He just runs right across the guy's face. Easy catch. First down. And I know it's easier said than done trying to cover Tyreek, but it maybe something else was called where he needed to play outside. But if something else was called, then that's a bad defensive call. Otherwise, it just looks like poor awareness by the player. These guys didn't punt. You're not going to beat anybody if the team is not punting. They're not punting. The offense is not getting off the field at all. They're just scoring touchdowns or getting first downs or kicking field goals. You're not going to beat anyone. So, man, I don't know if they tanking or what, but the defense, that was horrible. And having 2 weeks to prepare after getting 41 put on you by the Cincinnati Bengals, the last game you played 2 weeks ago, and to come back and have Miami put 34 up, that's 75 points in 2 games. You're not going to beat anybody. Giving up 33.5 points a game, 34 points a game, man, 32.5 points a game, whatever it is. You know, you're giving up nearly a game. How many games you think you're going to win like that? Even if the offense was good. You're getting in shootouts, and you still got like a toss-up where you win games. And the offense hasn't been good, and we all know that. So you know you're not going to win if you're giving up 35. So I just think it's disappointing as heck that the defense has been this poor. If they're tanking and they got some kind of plan that we don't know about, that's a whole different thing. But it doesn't look good for AP right now. He's got to string some wins together, I would think, man, to keep his job. Like, even if they do get top pick or get a quarterback next year, he's going to have to instill some confidence in Mark Davis a little bit, man, to, you know, sit up there and say, this is going to be our guy to guide us into the future. We got Tom Brady in the ownership group now. Telesco did not hire AP. Mark Davis did. So it's a lot of stuff at play here, man. If, you know, we don't know what they're saying to Mark Davis about Pierce at this point. But he's had a lot of crap happen, right? Never got his quarterback. Didn't get the OC he originally wanted. Ends up having to fire the OC that he never wanted and regroup at like a little past mid-season. Now the defense is playing like crap. It's like it's King Chi over there patching up a hole. And while he's over there patching up a hole, another one over here opens up. You know what I'm saying? It's like whack-a-mole with this team and being the performance, the subpar performance, last in the West. See if I have any other thoughts on that game. They had the one, but it really was not that significant because they was already getting beat. But they did continue the streak of having turnovers. So now during the losing streak, reached 6 games. They've now turned the ball over 14 times. So you're not going to beat anybody doing that. Let me shout out Brock Bowers, though. Bowers had 13 catches, 126 yards in the tub, on pace to set rookie records for tight ends and receiving yards. Receptions and receiving, pace for like 1,200, which would be in his rookie season. So that was a good pick by Telesco, and the one bright spot, as it seems, in this wax season for the Raiders. So shout out to Brock Bowers, man. You are the truth, and you're going to be a nice weapon for whatever quarterback they end up getting in here. Hopefully it's Shedeur Sanders some kind of way, but whoever is here, you're going to be a nice piece for them. And then, I expect the Raiders to move for wide receiver and free agency. Mike Williams, T. Higgins, guys of that nature. So next year's Brock is going to be exciting for you, man. But continue to go hard in the paint. and set records as a rookie and perhaps win the rookie of the year, man. You never know. You know, they're probably going to try to the quarterback. But in my book, Year of the Year or Jared Verse, one of the two. But I'm leaning towards Brock Bowers. And it's not just because I'm a Raider fan. It's because he's really killing it. All right, man. So we're going to move on. Once again, 34-19, lost to the Dolphins, Hard Rock Stadium, Miami. Miami didn't punt. A-Chain ran for more yards than the Raiders' entire team. All right, this week is Donkey Week. The hated donkeys are coming to Vegas. Now, there is something on the line. If you want to, be like, Raiders don't play for, they do. The Donkeys have never won a football game at Allegiant Stadium, right? They're winless there. So you want something to play for, Raiders? There you go. Keep the Donkeys winless at Allegiant Stadium. So how are we going to do that? We can start by, me and Ant, shout out in the schedules, and I've worked out this week, so we wasn't able to get a show in. Hopefully next week we'll be back going, as usual. So shout out Mr. AI. But we've been saying it all year. We just get a clean game. We definitely been saying it for the last 6 games. Can we get a clean game of no turnovers? That's going to give you as good a chance as any right there to win a football game at the end and perhaps, you know what I'm saying, not get blew out and then at the end of the game have a chance to win and then, perhaps some player can make it for you and make it, win a ball game. But going to do that by turning the ball over every game. So first of all, let's do that. Let's not turn the ball over. Second of all, defense, you got to wake up, man. I don't care who's hurt, who not there, none of that stuff, bro. You guys are, I don't know if you start reading your own press clippings. I don't know if Patrick Graham has gotten away from what his defense does best. I'm not really sure what's going on over there on that side of the ball. And also, I should shout out that, or I should mention that Hobbs was hurt, did not play in the Miami game. And then first quarter, I believe, first quarter for sure, Ja'Cory Bennett got injured and did not return. So they played a lot of this game with the rookie corner, DeCam Richardson. And they were all short. Hobbs, number 30, Darnay Holmes, actually played a ton of snaps. Didn't do bad, did as good as say somebody did on a defense that didn't other team punt at all. You understand what I'm saying? So he did flash out there, make some decent plays. So that much did happen for the defense to the point of getting 34 put on them. But let's move on. Hopefully this will get Ja'Cory back. I haven't heard yet. I think it was a shoulder. I have to check on that, see what's up with him. I didn't look at the injury report. Matter of fact, I could do that real quick. But so they were down some this week. They're not down Hobbs. Hopefully Hobbs can get back. But he had an ankle, so that's always kind of, an iffy thing. The ankle, you know how it is if you have an ankle. You know that it could be high ankle sprain. It could be at least a month. Even training, treatment, I should say. Even with treatment, it can still take a month or more to get back having your ankle with the strength. And you don't want to go out there and keep re-injuring it. So you got to take your time with an ankle injury, man. You do. And so let's just hope that it's not that bad for Hobbs. But we'll see. Let's see. I'm trying to pull injury report now. That way we'll know what's up with Hobbs. If he sat out, it's kind of a bad sign that he sat out the game because that means, the ankle was probably swollen. Whole list of did not practices for Wednesday. So Bennett didn't. It is a shoulder. Harrison Bryant ankle. Not Hobbs ankle. Andre James ankle. Jack Jones back. Alexander Madison ankle. So we got real action at being shorthanded. We don't have any of these guys. And with it being Wednesday, on a did not practice for these dudes, it's getting close. I would say they're probably not going to play. All of them. And if that's the case, we're in trouble. We are in trouble. Any DBs off the practice squad or sign anybody. So that leads me to believe that maybe Jack will play and they'll they'll be starting to go with Jack Jones and Darnay Holmes like they did. And maybe, I don't think Hobbs will be back. And it's real troubling that both the running backs did not practice. Zamir White has a quad and Alexander Madison with an ankle. So that leaves us with Dylan Laube and Amir Abdullah to tote the rock against the Donkeys, which, no disrespect, but that's not good. Game is already not good, and to be down the top two guys on the depth chart and guys that are bigger as well is not good. So this right now is shaping up to not be looking too good, Raiders. So doesn't look like. Well, we'll see. We'll keep an eye, but it doesn't look like they're gonna have much of a running game, and looks like the DBs are gonna be shorthanded. So we're gonna need all hands on deck to keep the Donkeys winless in Allegiant Stadium. But looking at this injured list, combined with how the Raiders been playing, it doesn't look good, man. Hopefully they don't go out here and embarrass themselves and let the Donkeys just put on a show here at our stadium, which would be disgusting. Have some pride, show up, all hands on deck, next man up. Everybody's pro, right? Everybody's getting paid. All the coaches still getting paid. We don't want to hear the crying about the coaches or none of that. Just go out here, man, and get a win. Play with some pride. Don't turn the ball over. Defense actually defend and try to get a win. It's going to be tough. Guys are out. Season's not going the way we wanted it to go. So what you going to do? You going to tuck tail and quit, or you going to keep fighting? I know, AP, you need these guys to keep fighting for your job's sake, I would think. I don't know if you have a deal with, Davis, that you guys are this one in and try to get the QB that we, so desperately need. But my guess, no, that's not the case. So what we need from you, AP, we need to see that fire again, man. We need to see you out there, excited. You looking a little too docile and pensive over on the sideline, right? I know you got the headset on and you're the head man. Everything's on you now. So it's a lot of pressure. But all right, you 2-8 right now, bro. If you go out like this, they're probably going to fire you. So if I'm you, I'm going out as Ragu, B. You understand what I'm saying? You should go out as AP. So no matter what, that same guy that we got and hired last year, whatever you not doing that you was doing then, get back to that. And, if it's not going to work, sure you went out doing it your way. And not saying that, you're done in the league, or you'll be back coaching and pretty quickly. But, yeah, man, if you're going to go out being yourself, man, these guys will start playing some inspired ball and competing like they were last year when you got the interim job. And just that alone, the Raiders will be in ball games. And then if you can stop some of the shooting yourself in the foot, some of the bonehead turnovers, then somebody make a play and mess around and win. So, Raiders need one. That's about it. We previewed and recapped week 11, previewed week 12, down to Miami and got tips put, back home to play Denver. Hopefully we can get a victory. All the things that I just said. So, like I always say, just win, baby.